Bamford Clough, the steepest road in the UK. Physics says it shouldn't be possible to ride a bike up a 36.5% gradient. The reality? A 36.5% wall that turns your legs to lead and your lungs to fire. My first attempt ended exactly where physics predicted. Stalled, out of gears and out of breath. To beat Bamford Clough, I need more than just a plan. I needed a bike engineered specifically for this gradient. That's where Project 365 comes in. For attempt number 2, you'd think I'd reach for this. My new Trek Elmunda. It's light, it's fast, and it has a 1:1 gear ratio. On almost any other hill, that's a climbing cheat code, but on a 36% wall, even with those gears, it's almost impossible for your average cyclist to keep turning the pedals. I'm choosing to leave the race-ready Elmunda at home for a total mystery I found scrolling through Marketplace. For £30, less than the price of a single tyre on my Trek, I bought this nameless, forgotten frame. The previous owner gave it a restoration, respray, then let it rot in a garage for 4 years. Next, the big question, why? Here's the secret, this bike is running a Shimano Mega Range, paired with a triple front chainring. While the Trek is limited to a 1:1 gear ratio, this relic gives me a gear ratio that makes the climb 35% easier with every rotation. And where the Elmunda's road rubber will spin out on loose stone, these Land Cruiser tyres will actually bite into the grit. Of course, a £30 bike has its pros and cons. It's heavier than the Trek, and after 4 years of neglect it needs serious mechanical attention. To get this relic to the start line, I've put together a 5-stage plan of attack. Step 1. Clean and degrease the entire bike to see what we're actually working with. With the bike finally clean, we're moving straight into the teardown. The goal for this stage is cutting as much weight as possible. I'll be removing any unwanted parts, like the bottle cages, and I also plan on swapping out things like the saddle and inner tubes for lighter alternatives. The biggest change is the front end, replacing the suspension with a lighter rigid fork to see just how much weight we can save. To get there, I'll need to strip everything down, starting by removing the stem, the headset bearings and all the hardware required to get the old forks off. While I've got the bearings out, I'm going to give them a thorough clean and re-grease. And finally, for a challenge like this, the frame definitely deserves a fresh repaint. This is actually a first for me. I've never repainted a bike frame before, so it's going to be a massive learning curve. With the front fork removed, it's time to put it on the scales. Just by swapping out the old suspension, we have saved almost 1 kilo in weight. Next, it's time to remove the headset crown race. I will transfer this onto the new forks. With the crown race removed, it's now time to put down the steerer tube to match the original length. Then remove any rough edges that may have been created during the cutting process. Next, I'll reseat the crown race onto the new forks, then grease the bearings and back onto the frame. I keyed up the frame with 600 grit sandpaper before painting to ensure a good bond. Now it's time to paint. I am using a paint from a company called Graph City. This matte paint gives the frame a powder coated look when finished. I decided to pick this paint as it was specifically designed for bike frames. Overall, with minimal preparation, it gives perfect finishing results. The transformation is complete, the paint is dry and the rebuild begins. It's now time to get Project 365 back on the road and ready to the start line of Bamford Clough.